Okay, so this morning for our practice, I want to remind us of a couple of things from the teachings of yoga. One is that when Arjuna goes out to this battlefield as a part of the Bhagavad Gita, he goes to the middle of the battlefield. He doesn't stay on one side looking across. He goes out to the middle, and that's where he consults his teacher from. The other thing is that he asks for his teacher's guidance rather than asking for his teacher's artillery, his teacher's army. He's given the option of these, either all the artillery and all the army people or his teacher's wisdom. So he could choose his teacher's army or he could choose his teacher's wisdom, and he chooses his teacher's wisdom. So I want to keep those two things in mind while we sit together. So please take a comfortable seat and rest your hands in your lap if you like. I'm just taking a few more of you into my heart. I can see you just signed in, so yeah. And you can close your eyes if that's a part of how you practice getting centered. So let's consider like the middle of the field right now to be the place where you're in your plumb line, you're in your central channel. So not more right or more left, not more forward nor more back, but sitting in the center of your plumb line. And then let's imagine that if you were standing in the center of a field speaking to your teacher, and on one side of the field is one sort of end zone, on the other side is the other sort of end zone, using a football field for a moment there. Rather than gazing at one end zone or the other, your attention can include what I'm going to call this sort of panorama. You are going to want to understand both sides of the battle that you're facing. So with your eyes closed or downward, start softening the center line of your forehead, the place between your eyebrows and up towards your hairline. And imagine that center line sort of widening out and smoothing out over towards your temples. And if you can have a sense of this, like put less effort forward from your forehead and try to go in. Maybe you can think of it like a few degrees or a half an inch or something. Go in and widen out towards your temples. And then you can imagine that you would be gazing right and left, having a panoramic view. I've sometimes used the analogy as if you were on a cruise ship and you had like those round windows. You have a window on the right, your right temple, and you have a window on the left temple. And you know that you're sensing the ocean that surrounds this boat. You're seeing it from the right and from the left, not looking at it from the center of the forehead, but really this sort of widening of your view. So this morning I'm going to call that the panoramic view, when you're able to sense right and left. When you're receding from that sort of forward-facing me-occupied view, the self-occupied view, and we're going to the panoramic view. And it is a specific practice, not only a metaphor. You can join your hands together at your heart. And we'll chant the Gayatri mantra together. Let's begin. Om Bhurva Suvah Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhurva Suvah Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhurva Suvah Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. With your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart. And release your hands. You may open your eyes if you like. We're going to practice pranayama again, as we've been doing. Some pranayama techniques this week to help manage the physiology of uncertainty. And after each of the pranayamas, the kriyas, I'm going to ask you again to go to that panoramic view. So it gets more and more kind of installed as a way to see from for right now. Since we are so compelled to be me directed, and that comes from center line structures in the brain, we are going to widen that sense for now. Okay, so sitting upright, we're going to use a little, we call it hasta vinyasa with the arms to open the upper back, neck, and shoulders. So turn your palms face out, and as you inhale, stretch both arms out to the side, rise up. Now interlace your fingers, and as you exhale, push up. Then inhale, make a little back bend of the heart and hold the back of your head in both hands. Exhale, curl the elbows in and round your spine. You don't need to pull on the head, but you can keep the hands resting on your head. And then inhale to go back up. And exhale, press out. Good. Now we're going to use a couple different breaths in there. So turn your palms out. Inhale, rise up. Now push up as you blow out. Place the palms behind the back of your head. Inhale to open. Exhale, curl in. Inhale to go up. Exhale, blow out, turn your head to the right. Inhale, raise up, bring your gaze up. Exhale, press up, gaze down. Inhale, hands behind your head, gaze up. Exhale, gaze in. Inhale, go up, gaze up. Exhale, arms wide, gaze left. Inhale, raise up. Hand to the heart. Release your hands and pause for a moment just to sense if you were to gaze from the little portholes on the cruise ship out to the right and the left. One immense ocean. Now, Bastrika, a strong exhale out through the mouth as if blowing out a candle several times. Very strong with the pelvic floor toned so your body isn't jolting in response to the contraction of the diaphragm. Let's begin. Exhale completely. Inhale through your nose, lower, middle, and upper chest. Okay, when you're suspending the inhale, bring your chin down and in so your gaze is inward towards the heart. Snug the low belly in and up. Lift and brighten your chest and heart. Then you're going to release those bandhas before you exhale. During the exhale, bring your head up to level and exhale through both nostrils. And inhale again up to suspension. Now close the right nostril, exhale left side. Inhale both up into suspension. Close the left, exhale right. Little sip of an inhale, and then we're going to repeat. Exhale completely. Inhale through the nose, go up to suspension. Release the bandhas, exhale through both nostrils, long and slow. Draw the low belly in to complete your exhalation. Then inhale both nostrils to suspension. Close the right, exhale left. Inhale both. Suspend. Close the left, exhale right. Relax deeply. And from the center line of the forehead, smooth out the preoccupation with yourself and go within to widen your view into the panorama. You actually have to imagine the process. And if it helps, you can visualize the round windows on the cruise ship and you're gazing out right and left to the same immense ocean. Now one more with the arms and a rapid exhale through the nose. And scoot back. So we're going to be using inhale up and exhale down like that. And this is a strong gesture. And then the hands are open when you go up and your palms will face forward. But when they come down, you're turning the wrist like that. So it goes like this. Now double time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now inhale low belly, mid, and up to the heart into suspension. Exhale both nostrils. Inhale both nostrils up to suspension. This time as you're suspending, listen for instructions for the exhale. So during this exhale, we'll seal the right nostril completely and we'll give the left nostril only a partial opening. And I would like you to use the strength of your exhale to move through that smaller exit pathway. So place your right thumb and exhale left side. Inhale both nostrils up to suspension. And you're going to close the left completely, right partially. Use strength in your exhale. Relax your right hand down. And again, recede your attention from the front of the brain and the mind and go to the lateral view. The ocean you see to the right is the same ocean you see to the left. Mrityoma amritam gamaya. Mrityoma amritam gamaya. Mrityoma amritam gamaya. Okay, let's transition up to standing, please. See how I set up my camera if it turned out. Oh, pretty good. You will need a yoga strap for this part of class. And I would like the straps to support your hands and arms to be shoulder width apart. So if you put the loop in your strap and you check like this. I think that's my own mouth. I got a little bit crooked. Maybe it's not crooked, maybe my mat is crooked. Anyway, I think it's good enough for you all. Okay, so when you've got the strap like this, catch the tail on one side of the strap. So you're not going to be hitting yourself in the face with it. Raise both arms up, please. Now press out against the strap with your wrists and wrap your shoulder blades around the sides of your rib cage. Don't squeeze them back towards each other, but rather wrap them around the sides of your rib cage. Root down through your tailbone and try to sit a little bit into the back hemisphere of your body. So including the back of your heels to sense the back side, heels, calves, the back of your sacrum, your tailbone, the kidneys, the back of your heart, the base of your skull. Breathe in. And then exhale, come down to chair pose. Put your body weight into your heels. Your toes are there, but the heels can be prioritized. Broaden the back hemisphere of your body again. Press your wrists out against the strap and wrap your shoulder blades around the sides of your ribs. Imagine broadening the back of your heart, the back of your kidneys, the back of your lumbar spine as well. And then exhale, tip your fingertips down. You can keep the strap and slowly straighten the legs, root down through your heels. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bend both knees again. Put your weight into your heels. Use your inhalation to raise back up to chair pose. And then exhale, push down, rise up, gaze up. Catch the strap in one hand, inhale to open. Exhale, relax your arms. Take the strap behind you, put both wrists into your loop. Squeeze your shoulders back, and then elbows. The wrists can also go back, but they're not the primary mover here. So squeeze your shoulders back, press your elbows back, and try to sense again the broadness on the back hemisphere of your body, with the exception of squeezing the shoulders in towards the spine. So lift the base of your skull, keep the back of the throat broad, back of your waist, back of the sacrum, the back of your legs into your heels. Let's inhale. And then exhale, and as you come down to Uttanasana, take your arms overhead, keeping your shoulders moving away from your ears. If your hamstrings need you to do so, you can bend the knees in this position and really focus on the upper back, shoulders, and heart. If your hamstrings are limber enough, it's okay to have the legs straight, but please Do keep your legs energized and strong. And then inhale, glide your heart forward. Rise up to standing, look up. And exhale, level your head, catch the strap in the other hand, let both arms dangle. Relax the center of your forehead. Try to imagine you're smoothing out your view to go laterally, the panoramic view. Keep the strap close by and step forward for Surya Namaskar. Let's bring the yoga blocks in so we can strengthen the base of Uttanasana by pressing the hands down into the blocks. So you can rise up and bring your palms together, please. I'm just going to make your open face. And then hands together in Arjuna Mudra. I'm going to ask you to imagine that you're practicing this sun salutation. It is this kind of like forward and back. It has this, let's say, longitude, but I want you to sense the latitude of your practice, that which is going sideways. In fact, you could imagine your fellow companions on this path, on this practice, also out to the side view here. Okay, let's inhale, Ujjayi. Raise your arms up, palms face out. Chair pose. Rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Press into both blocks and tone your deep low belly to support the end of your exhalation. Inhale, glide forward, come up to your fingertips so the pose is more spacious. Keep your gaze inward, not forward for now. Exhale, Uttanasana. Notice the completion of your exhale. How complete is it, perhaps as a result of the pranayamas? And inhale, glide forward again. Now step backwards with your left toes, reach for your yoga strap and place it on your wrists in front of you. Inhale, reach both arms forward. Press out against the strap as you come up. And then exhale, aim forward. So keep the left leg strong, tone your left butt, reach forward like a long line from your back heel to your fingers. Inhale, glide up and sense the panoramic view. Exhale, aim your torso and your arms forward, but keep your gaze lateral. That means that you're not really looking forward. In fact, you might even have your eyes closed. Probably the eyes, if they're open, are downward. When you rise up, you can imagine the space out to your right, out to your left. Even when you come forward, try to sense that space. So your brain stays a little bit more in what are called the lateral networks, rather than in the self-occupied. One more time, forward. Place the strap in front of you and inhale, step forward with your back foot. Exhale to bow over your legs. Notice the completion of your exhalation. Inhale, glide forward, raise the base of your skull. Keep your gaze inward. Step your right toes back and reach for your yoga strap. And inhale, press your wrists out against the strap as you're coming up. And keep that pressure consistent as you're coming forward. Breathing in. Your gaze actually can be closed or pretty close to your front foot, so downward for your physical eyes. Well, let's have a sense that the inner gaze is actually going laterally. And let me say, yes, it's hard. You may find it not so easy to sustain. But each time you make the effort to come back to that, you are developing sort of networks in your brain. Let's go up one more time. And that means one more time forward. And then placing the strap down, step backwards with the 2 blocks into downward facing dog pose. Excuse me. And in downward dog pose, because the head is usually between the upper arms somewhere, you have to imagine that your view goes out beyond the upper arms, that they aren't blocking your view. And inhale and come slowly forward to plank pose. Often in plank pose, people do become more self-preoccupied. So see if you can keep the sense of the panorama. If you lift the base of your skull, that will help. When your head pushes down towards the floor, it will be harder to maintain that panoramic view. And inhale, reach back to downward facing dog pose without your face rushing towards your toes or ankles. Now exhale, bring your right foot forward between your hands. Reach back for your strap to go behind you. Press your shoulders and your wrists both out and shoulders back. And inhale, rise up, gazing down with your physical eye. And exhale, bow forward. We'll do this 5 times. When you raise up, use the strength of your legs and the strength of all your existing practices, all your preceding practices. So your focus can be on the lateral or panoramic view. You don't have to organize your pinky toes right now. One more time, please. And this time, as you exhale to come forward, pause there and to the best of your ability, raise your arms up. Gaze back at your left big toe. And then gently release the strap to the floor and step backwards to your downward dog pose, using your hands firmly on your blocks. And then left foot forward between your hands. Reach for your yoga strap for your wrists. Press your shoulders out, press your wrists out. And then take the shoulders back as you rise up. And keep your gaze inward, downward, the physical eye. Might be on the floor near your left foot. And try to sense the panoramic view out to your right, out to your left. As if you were on the cruise ship gazing out right and left, and you sense the same immense ocean. You're not looking at a right ocean and then a left ocean. Go up one more time, please. The last one, as you come forward, try to raise your arms up towards the ceiling. Likely your physical gaze is going to be back near your right big toe. And then exhale, lower your arms, place the strap to the side now, and please step forward with your right foot. And exhale, Uttanasana. Turn your palms out, inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hasana. And exhale, hands to your heart. And then release both hands. And I'm going to ask you to take a stance on the wide side of your yoga mat. So for me, I have a crisscross mat, so I'll take my wide stance like this. And we're going to put one block flat under the right foot. So when you get that set, you're going to be standing on it. And the other block you can have tall on the inside. So place the right foot up. I realize you can't see my right foot now, so it's like this. And then step your left foot back. If you can line the heels up, heel to heel. And what you're looking at here is warrior two, but more importantly, the side angle pose. We're going to be playing with this. So check your stance for yourself. And this block is maybe a decoration. Maybe you'll be using it. And then straighten both legs, please. Bring your hands to your heart. So your stance is already different, raising your right foot up like this. So notice what you do with your pelvis. If you can lift the pubic bone up, take the tailbone down, energize both legs, and wear your seatbelt muscles. So you tone the transverse abdominis there. And if possible, close your eyes while keeping your balance. And from inside, you can widen your gaze outwards, out to your left, out to your right. Frequently, when we have to balance in a yoga pose, we become more narrowly focused. We become more self-preoccupied. Okay, with an inhalation now, sweep your arms wide so your arms match the direction of your inner gaze to the panoramic. And then bend your right knee, warrior two. You can still have the eyes closed if you like. Root down with your left heel. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. And sweep your left arm past your left ear. Come into the back hemisphere of your pose. And slowly rotate your spine to your left, your heart to your left, your collarbones to your left. And imagine you're turning from your left temple to gaze at the ocean behind you. That means that your nose might turn up towards your left tricep. You may place your right fingertips on the block. That I said might be a decoration, but you might use it. It's the block near your right ankle. And keeping the strength of your foundation and your breath. Stay with that sense of your view, moving from your left temple towards the ocean behind you. Now root into your right heel, and as you rise up, think warrior two with your gaze to your left. So you've kept the left temple looking at the ocean behind you. And then palms together at your heart, straighten your right leg. To release from here, you might have to heel toe the left foot in, and then step your right foot down. Change sides. Place your left foot up on your block and step your right foot back. So you're going to try to line yourself up heel to heel here. And you can check where you want the blocks, and then please straighten your left leg. Close your eyes. If you want to practice your balance, close your eyes and try to sense, how do you organize your pelvis? When your left heel is elevated, it's going to be different. Yeah. Lift the pubic bone up. Your right thigh does have a little internal rotation here. That would be appropriate. So then when you lift the pubic bone, you would sense your right hip moving around the top of your left thigh bone. I'm sorry, right hip moving around the top of the right thigh bone. It's my left thigh, but it's your right. Okay, hands to the heart. Inhale the arms wide. And then please bend your left knee. Warrior two. No need to turn your head. I want you to maintain that sense that you're on the latitude, the panoramic. Listen for your own steadiness. If you're choosing to practice with your eyes closed, keep the breath smooth, and for everyone, stay in the back hemisphere of your body, whether your eyes are open or closed. If your eyes are closed, you're also working with balance structures from your feet to your pelvic floor, to the outer hips, to the breath, and into your brain. Now start turning your right temple to the right, as if you're going to gaze at the ocean behind you. From the little window on the cruise ship on your right. And then come down to Parsvakonasana. As you press into your left forearm, you can rotate the inner body to your right. So keep the left inner thigh long as you rotate your right low belly to your right. Keep the left forearm strong against your thigh as you rotate your mid belly to the right. Keep the left collarbone spacious as you rotate your right collarbone to your right. Lengthen the left side of your neck as you rotate your right temple and your gaze to your right. And you might choose to place your left fingertips down on your block or to keep it there as a decoration. And when you next exhale, press into your left heel, rise up to warrior two, where your gaze is still going right temple to the right. And then straighten your left leg, hands together at the heart. You may have to heel toe your right foot in, and then step your left foot into mountain pose. So your feet can be parallel. Find your stable ground now. Sit into your heels, like the back of your heels, the back hemisphere of your body, and with your attention, try to imagine again those two portals through which you are looking out. Now please take a blanket, in fact, 2 blankets if you have them at the ready, and place them for your left shin. And take your 2 blocks again to the right side of your mat. So what you're going to do here is place your left shin down on the blanket like this, and then right foot up. This is called box pose. When you place the right foot up. Yeah, so what you have is a box, like your right shin is vertical, right thigh, the floor, the left thigh. So this padding here is purposeful for your left shin, and we're going to be coming into the hips and pelvis like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's put hands on the hips, see if you can level your pelvis left to right. Good. Root the tailbone down. You have to use the muscles at the right outer hip to help you take the tailbone down and open your right knee to the right. You should feel the right upper inner thigh through here. You might feel it. I shouldn't say that you should feel it. And then glide to your right. Slide your right forearm down against your inner right thigh. You may place your fingertips on the block. You can use your right arm thoughtfully to press against your right leg and start turning your low belly to your left, then the mid belly to the left, your belly button to your left, the solar plexus to your left, excuse me, turn your heart to your left, roll your left shoulder back, and use your left temple to start gazing at the ocean behind you. Sweep your left arm up alongside your left ear. Press firmly into your left shin, right heel, right arm against your right thigh. Breathe into the left hemisphere of your torso. My hope is that you do feel not just the right upper inner thigh or groin, but that you also can sense the left inner hip, iliacus, the left side of your waist. And then you're gazing from the left temple at the ocean behind you. And then please rise up and step your right foot down from your blanket. Right foot down from your block, excuse me. And then put your blocks on the other side. And place your right shin on the blankets and your left foot up on the blocks. And this is going to give you some instability on the blanket, so you have to have your balance be about something other than the solid ground, and some glideability, we hope, to your left. Okay, place your hands on your hips, try to level the pelvis. Your knee will likely be higher than your hips are right now, but the pelvis can still be level. And then glide to your left and take the left forearm down against your inner thigh. You may put your fingertips on your block if you like. And as you lengthen the left inner thigh, rotate your belly a little bit to your right, and then mid belly to the right, solar plexus to your right, your heart to your right, right collarbone to your right, and right temple to your right. And raise your right arm up past your right ear. Root down into your right shin, your left heel and toes. And use the strength of your left arm against your left thigh. Use it wisely. Now breathing in, imagine your right temple. You're gazing out at the same ocean behind you. And then when you exhale to rise up, try to keep sensing the larger ocean on which your little boat is having this experience. And then step your left foot down from the blocks. You have 2 blankets here. Let's set them up so that you can use the 2 blankets stacked and firmly positioned. And please lay on your back with your hips on the blankets. when you lie down like this, there's going to be this little, I shouldn't say the word little. For some of you, it won't be little. It's a reclined spine twist that we use the 2 blankets for. So when you have the hips elevated, you're in this sort of supported bridge pose right now. And I want us to start our focus now down into what happens at the end of your exhale. So just starting in this position, you can lay the arms out to the side. And first let your body just relax to sense when you lie down, what is the access you have to that sort of lateral view left to right. And when you go to that lateral view, observe the possibility that your exhale more naturally rests into the exhale pause. And the inhale is more naturally not grasping. Without picking up your hips or pelvis, now tip your knees to your right. So what's going to happen is you'll be on the right outer hip on your blanket. The right knee will probably not find the floor. That is okay. Your left hip will probably lift up slightly, and you'll be on the inside edge of your left foot. You'll place your awareness into the left low belly and watch the possibility that your exhale more naturally relaxes into your exhale pause, and that the contents of the left low belly, they shift a little bit to the center. So there can be this almost as if you were tipping a bowl of water and you've tipped it. There's this inner edge of your left hip that can become more and more restful. So like left iliacus, left psoas, the left side of your diaphragm. Now walk your left knee over to meet your right knee and take both knees up and over to a spine twist where you have to hover the knees a little bit. So you're going to stack the 2 knees, stack the shins. I believe you can hover. You don't have to drop your feet or your knees to the floor thoughtlessly. And as you twist to your left, try to sense again that the left inner belly, you've poured the contents of the belly towards the center. Your right arm can be used with some strength to twist your heart to your left. And try to sense if it's possible that your exhale is willing to rest a little bit in the exhale pause. Particularly as you try to maintain that panoramic view. And pressing down into your right arm, use your low belly to roll up to center, both knees up, touch your feet to the floor. And then tip both knees over to your left. So your right knee is going to tip in towards the center of the mat. We're not stacking the knees yet. Let the left leg relax, however far it tends to go. Soften your forehead. You're coming back to that panoramic view. And see if it's possible that at the end of your exhale, the right low belly relaxes about your exhale pause. That lingering empty space at the end of the exhale, can that get more and more comfortable? And keeping a sense of the interior of your right pelvis, so iliacus and psoas. Now float your right knee over to your left, pick up the left knee, and as you stack the two legs, your twist is going to have your knees hovering because they're not reaching the floor. And I believe that you all can hover. I have confidence in you. You can press your left arm firmly down. So as you're twisting your heart to your right and your legs are going left, check again on that, the possibility that this sort of panoramic view also allows you to let the exhale rest into your exhale pause. That there's no sense of grasping for the inhale. And then toning your lower belly. Press into your left arm for strength as you come back up to center. And then I'd like you to just pick up your hips and scooch the blankets out from under the back of your pelvis for a moment. And let's place them right under the tip of the tailbone. So that's where the sacrum goes to the tailbone. And then bring the knees up to the chest, just something like this. So you only have the blankets at the very, like right behind your sitting bones, right behind the base of the tailbone. And it's likely that your tailbone is not touching the blankets, but is curled up as a result of the blankets. And notice here, how comfortable is your body with the exhale pause? Particularly if you rest in that panoramic view. How comfortable is your body with the exhale pause? And then I'm going to transfer you to my guest teacher, whose name is Laura. And she's going to teach a resting version of bridge pose called supported bridge pose. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Sarah Joy. Good morning. So while you're on your back here, let's see if I can see everybody. I'll go ahead and have your blocks close to your side. You can bring your feet down to the mat here. And to begin this pose, I'd like you to bring your arms to your side bodies. With a subtle bend in your elbows, pressing your upper arm bones into the mat to allow for a slight arch in your chest here. Straightening your arms down to your side, softening your gaze, or maybe even closing your eyes. Continuing to visualize that panoramic view. And then we'll begin to press into all four corners of our feet here, allowing our hips to rise up towards the sky. And then you can take your blocks underneath to support your pelvis, being mindful to avoid the blocks being placed directly underneath your low back. And then you can have one block, two blocks, a bolster, a blanket, whatever suits your practice today. I'm going to use two blocks here. And find yourself to get nice and situated, to it's nice and comfortable. Allowing that expansion through your chest. Slight tuck of your chin here to allow the elongation in your cervical spine. And again, that nice soft gaze beyond the bridge of your nose towards your lower belly, following the rise and the fall of your belly with your breath here, like waves of the ocean. And we're going to practice suspending our breath at the bottom of our exhale like we've been doing throughout this practice. I'd like you to take a nice inhale with both nostrils, allowing the expansion through your belly. And exhaling through both nostrils, drawing navel towards your spine. And suspending at the bottom of the exhale. And when you're ready, nice inhale through both nostrils. We'll do this 2 more times. Feeling the expansion through your abdominal wall, through your lower ribs. And complete exhale through both nostrils, drawing navel to spine, allowing your diaphragm, your ribs, and your abdominal wall to completely relax. And suspend your breath. And when you're ready, one more inhale through both nostrils, inviting the breath to nourish your body from the inside out, from the outside in rather. And a nice deep exhale, drawing us deeper into a relaxed state. And suspend your breath. And allow your breath to come back to its natural ebb and flow. Being mindful of that panoramic view. Noticing the ease in which your breath freely moves in and out with every inhale and exhale, every rise and fall of your abdominal wall. And when you feel like you've been able to get your breath nice and relaxed here, we'll gracefully move out of this pose, pressing into all 4 corners of our feet here, slightly lifting the pelvis up towards the sky and removing the blocks. And slowly, ever so slowly, begin to roll your back down to the floor.
Thank you, Laura. I'm going to bring Christine in to set up for Shavasana. So Christine is going to guide us for the first portion of Shavasana, and then we'll rest in quiet together.
Hi. So you can go ahead and find a comfortable position for Shavasana. You can extend your legs out. Maybe place a blanket on the lower half of your body. And then you can extend the hands out to the sides. Palms face down. And just bring your attention into the midline of your body. aware of the points of contact made by your heels and your hips, shoulders, and the back of your skull. And as if this center point in your body is a ridge line, allow all tension to melt from this center line outward, down to the very tips of your feet. From the center of your body outward, down your arms, into your hands, your fingertips. And from the center of your forehead, allow that center spot to just melt to either side. Relaxing the forehead, the cheeks, and the eyes. And allow your gaze to be soft and focused on that panorama. Allowing the attention to be shifted from this internal central place to that lateral panoramic widened view. Even though your eyes are closed, you can imagine this soft gaze, gazing out of the portal to left, to right. Gazing out at that vast ocean. Inviting your attention to radiate out to this panoramic view of all the others beside you practicing, wherever they may be. And taking in this wide expanse of possibility. And if the mind wanders to something that is more internal, you can gently encourage it to expand its awareness. Out to this soft, focused, wide, circumferential view.
And thank you, Christine. We'll rest for 2 minutes of silence now, bringing her instructions into your Shavasana very sincerely. Now, welcoming a slightly deeper breath in. Just give a few moments of attention now to all the others who are practicing with you, so you can have a felt sense of that in your body as this day unfolds. And then, if it's comfortable for your attention to navigate this, imagine beyond the community that you're practicing with that there are millions of people who don't have a practice. They're not right now stabilizing themselves, and they're likely in some angst. Maybe you can extend a little compassion or consideration out. Perhaps you also can sense a deeper gratitude for your own practice, that we're so lucky, so fortunate to have this. And you can lightly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Please bend your knees. And you can use both hands when you roll to your side, 2 hands to come back up to sitting. Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. And bring your hands to your heart. So may this practice help to lessen the part of us that becomes self-preoccupied towards the doer, the feeling that we are the doer and we have so much to do. Maybe remember the panoramic view, where we are in the company of our shared humanity, and also the company of nature, all beings everywhere. May it help us to remember that we need each other for collaboration, for compassion, camaraderie. Thank you for being here, everyone. Namaste. We're basing the